Have you ever stopped to think about the last thing you bought? I mean, really think about it. Chances are you used a system you interact with every single day, but maybe don't fully understand, and that's banking. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this hidden engine that pretty much powers our entire world.
But first, let's start with a kind of a wild thought experiment. Just imagine for a second, you wake up tomorrow, and every single bank on the planet has just, poof, vanished. No ATMs, no banking apps, nothing. What would that world actually even look like?
Well, let me tell you, it is not a pretty picture. All your savings suddenly stuffed under a mattress. Totally unsafe. Dreaming of starting a business or maybe buying a house? Yeah, forget it. There are no loans. Even just paying a friend back for coffee becomes a huge pain. And on a global scale, international trade would completely seize up. It would be, in a word, chaos.
That chaotic scenario really highlights just how essential banks are, right? They are, and this is no exaggeration, the economy's engine. So let's dive in and explore exactly how they fuel everything from your local coffee shop to massive global innovation.
So what is a bank's main job, really? At their very heart, they're facilitators. I like to think of them as the circulatory system of the economy. They take the savings deposited by millions of people, like you and me, and they pump that money towards businesses. They can use it to grow and build. And this simple flow here shows that powerful cycle in action. It all starts with us, right? The savers. We deposit our money. The bank then pools all those deposits together, creating this big pot of funds. And that's what entrepreneurs can borrow from, to open a new restaurant or develop the next big app. And the result of that one loan? Well, new jobs are created, wealth is generated, and the whole economy gets a boost. It's this amazing, virtuous cycle. But it doesn't stop there. Banks are constantly innovating. I mean, just look at the difference. Gone are the days of waiting in those long lines at a branch. Today, you can manage your money, pay your friends, even invest, all from the little supercomputer in your pocket. This kind of leap in technology makes the entire economy way more efficient. Okay, but moving all this money around, well, that only works if the system is stable. And that brings us to another one of their core functions, banks as the guardians of the system. This whole role is about ensuring stability, and, probably most important of all, our trust.
And this is probably the most personal part of that role. For us as individuals, and for businesses too, banks are our guardians of savings. They give us a secure, regulated place to store our money, which protects our wealth and gives us the confidence we need to save and invest for the future.
The contrast here really shows you what's at stake. With a sound banking system, our financial world is safe and secure. Payments are trustworthy, our savings are protected, and major risks are managed. Without it, you've got a system that's risky, unreliable, and constantly on the verge of collapse. So yeah, that stability, it's everything.
And the benefits of this stability ripple out into the whole community. Think about it. The banking industry itself creates a ton of jobs. Plus, the taxes that banks pay help fund our schools, our hospitals, and our roads. So a healthy banking system really does contribute to a healthy society.
Okay, so we've established that banks power the economy and keep it stable. But their impact is also deeply human. So let's shift gears and look at how they connect people and nations, fostering both social and global progress. Now here's a role for banks you might not have considered before. They can be powerful supporters of social development. When it's used the right way, banking can be an absolutely incredible tool for positive social change.
And a lot of this happens through a concept called financial inclusion. It's a simple idea, but it's incredibly powerful. When people get access to even basic banking services, it can totally change their lives. Suddenly they have a safe place to keep their money, a way to get a small loan to start a business, and a real chance to build a better future. This is a direct tool for fighting poverty and building stronger communities from the ground up.
And then zooming out to a global scale, banks are basically the essential plumbing for international trade. You want to buy a phone made in Korea or a shirt from Vietnam? Well, banks are the ones handling the complex, behind-the-scenes currency exchanges and payments that make all of that possible, weaving our entire global economy together.
So after all that, let's bring this right back home. Why does understanding any of this matter to you? Right here, right now. What's your personal connection to this huge global system?
So, what's the big takeaway here? It's that banks are so much more than just buildings that hold money. As we've seen, they are the absolute essential pillars of our modern economy. They fuel activity, they ensure stability, they drive innovation, and they support social development, all at the same time. And that leaves us with one final fascinating question. With technology changing literally everything about how we use money, what role will banks play in your future? I mean, will they even look the same in 20 years? That's a story that we all actually have a part in writing. Thanks for joining me.